So Team Sonic Racing is coming out in a month, but I don't think the game is very exciting. Let's discuss why I'm saying that right now.
I got hot sauce in my bag, swag.
A quick shout out to Rosie the Rascal. So this is someone in my Discord server who drew some really wonderful drawings of metal duckos. I mean, let's take a look at the couple pictures that they posted in my server. Like this first one has me standing next to Peter Netter and Tails channel, both really awesome channels, and a bunch of different characters all around us. Like this is just the most adorable thing I've ever seen, and I love Metal Duckos' eyes in particular. It's just so adorable. So, and in the second picture you get like a kind of a Chow version of Metal Duckos, which is like the most awesome thing ever. I actually wish that these were like graphically, like computer graphics, because then I would probably put them in my server as emojis, because these like just, it looks that awesome. I'm so excited to see this. So thank you so much, Rosie. I really appreciate it. Anyway, hello there, beautiful human. My name is RidersDX and welcome to my channel, where today we've got a video on Team Sonic Racing, though it might not be the most positive video, as you can tell from the title. And if you could see from the thumbnail as well, we're actually going to talk a lot about Crash Team Racing in this video as well. So it's gonna be a bit of a merger between the two games, so I hope people that are fans of both games watch this video, because I think I'm gonna bring up some interesting comparisons between them, and this will create for a really interesting discussion. Since these are the two big racing games that are coming out, especially within a month apart, it's just completely natural to kind of put these games side to side and really just see like what one is doing, what the other one is doing, and which one's doing things better, which one's doing things worse, and all that. And in this video specifically, I want to talk about why I think Team Sonic Racing is just not an exciting game. So this is just kind of disregarding the fact that the game is going to be really good, because I am very positive that this game is going to be a blast. You know, Sumo Digital are great developers, especially when it comes to kart racing games. I mean, Sonic All-Stars Racing and Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transform were both extremely fun games. I really enjoyed them. I have no doubt that Sumo Digital is going to make a really great racing game. However, I just don't think people are excited about this game, except like diehard Sonic fans. And it makes sense to me why, just kind of looking at this game and looking at what Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled is doing, because it's clear as day to me that Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled has way more hype behind it than Team Sonic Racing does. And there's a lot of differences in terms of their marketing strategies that's probably to blame for this huge difference. So let me just start off from the start that like no matter what Team Sonic Racing did, that even if Team Sonic Racing had the most perfect promotional campaign of all time, I think Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled is still gonna come out on top by doing the exact same thing it's been doing. And that's because Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled has a really insanely strong weapon behind its disposal, and that is nostalgia. So Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled is obviously a remake of Crash Team Racing, and Crash Team Racing is a game that a lot of people have very fond memories of, and remakes and nostalgia is a very big trending thing right now. Like so many franchises are tapping into what made them so great in the first place and kind of using that to kind of profit off of the gaming community currently. And Crash is one of the biggest examples of that, and I keep mentioning this in all my videos, but that's because it's such an insane fact. But Crash and Insane Trilogy ended up selling over 10 million copies, and that's definitely more than like any Sonic game in recent history. Actually, I wonder if that's more than any Sonic game ever. I mean, let me know if there's any Sonic games that sold over 10 million copies, but I kind of doubt it. I mean, maybe one of the original trilogy games, but you know, that's a really big number, 10 million copies, and Crash did that. And so not only is Crash riding off the success of Insane Trilogy, but Crash Team Racing is also very highly regarded in the same way the Insane Trilogy is. And that's why no matter what Team Sonic Racing did, I think Crash Team Racing was always going to have the leg up, just because of that factor, which is nostalgia. And not only did Crash Team Racing realize that this was going to be the main factor of the remake, they exploited it to infinite amounts, you know. So showing off all this content like all the time and bringing back the classic skins in particular, I think was a really good move for the PS4 version, because that's really going to tug at the heartstrings of the people that grew up with the game, because they're going to be like, oh wow, I can actually see like the classic character that I used to play with go through these brand new levels as if it's a brand new game. game, but at the same time it feels so familiar. So Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled knew that nostalgia was its biggest weapon, and it utilized it to its most maximal degree. And I think that's why Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled has so much hype behind it, because they knew exactly why people would be interested in that game, and they used that and marketed the shit out of it. Like, they just took that and ran with it. And honestly, that's what you have to do with marketing, you know? You just kind of gotta take that little golden nugget that you know people are gonna be attracted to, and just use that over and over again in different variations. And that's exactly what Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled is doing. You know, it's a remake itself, so basically anything it posts is nostalgic, but being able to kind of compare things from old to new with a lot of the comparison things they're doing, and really making sure they're using a lot from the old game in this game while still making it feel fresh and brand new. It really is just like a perfect campaign they've had so far, and I have no doubt that the Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled is going to be one of the best selling games of this year. Like, I'm calling it right now. It's gonna definitely be in the top 5. I think it's gonna be in the top 5 best selling games. Like, I just have a really good feeling that people are gonna be really behind this game. But now let's shift the discussion away from Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled and go on to Team Sonic Racing. So Team Sonic Racing seems like a pretty solid game for the most part. You know, it's showing off some really great tracks. The music especially is really amazing, and Team Sonic Racing is actually touching a little bit upon nostalgia too, believe it or not. I mean, all the music tracks so far are recreations of old tracks, with the exception of like 1 or 2, I think. And so they're really tugging at the heartstrings of especially adventure fans, because not only do a lot of tracks come from the adventure era, but the music is being made in like the style of like the adventure era. You know, Jun Sun Yu and Crush 40, having them come on board and be a really big part of this music project, it's really clear to me that they're trying to tap into this nostalgic market as well by using so much Sonic Adventure style music in this game. And also you have a lot of tracks that come from previous Sonic games as well, and so that's another way that they're trying to tug in nostalgia. However, that's not the main marketing gimmick of this game. This game is still being marketed as a brand new game, so that's not something it's falling back on. Although if they really wanted to, they could have made that a really big part of this game, but instead they're marketing this game as a unique racing experience. And what I mean by that is the team mechanics. So the team mechanic has been a very huge part of the marketing since the start of this game's campaign. I mean, we've had numerous interviews of Takashi Zuka, for example, talking about the fact that his kids are butthurt that they can't win games, and so he thinks it'd be a great idea to have a game where they all work together. And this has been the core of the marketing for this game this whole time. So this idea of working together to get to the end and having to help your partners to get there is exactly what Team Sonic Racing has been focusing on. And that's all cool and all. It's definitely an interesting mechanic, and I'm looking forward to trying it out. But if I'm being completely honest, I don't think this is the most exciting way to advertise the game. It's because, you know what, like it or not, people love to be competitive. People love to play like a bunch of different games and try to be the best as they possibly can. I think that's why Crash Team Racing has had such a cult following, because that game in particular is very competitive, and people exploit the hell out of that game to really take advantage of the shortcuts, whether they were intentional or not, and basically just do whatever they can to get the fastest time as possible and beat everyone that is trying to do the same thing. And so Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled has a very competitive spirit behind it going into the game, and people are going to be really into that, especially with online mode being a thing in this game. But Team Sonic Racing is going for the more work together, teamwork is everything kind of thing, and I just don't think that's the most appealing thing when it comes to a game, especially for a racing game, which most racing games are very competitive in nature. So when people are looking for racing games, they're probably going to be looking for a competitive adventure. So the fact that Team Sonic Racing has focused so much on this teamwork aspect, I think has hurt its campaign a little bit, just because, you know, I can imagine a lot of little kids kind of going like, ew, I don't want to play a game that's all about teamwork and stuff, that's lame. I want to be edgy and play like Crash Team Racing instead, or like I want to go and play Halo, you know, something like that, you know? Like it or not, a lot of kids are in a rush to grow up, and this game's main demographic is definitely kids. And so by making the game so much about teamwork and living happily in harmony with everyone, I just don't think that's the most appealing way to market this game. And I think they should have gone for a little bit more of a, I don't want to say edgy per se, but a little bit more of a epic, intense kind of feel for the game, instead of trying to work so hard on trying to sell this team racing mechanic when I just don't think a lot of people are in love with the idea in the first place. I mean, like I said before, I personally am looking forward to the mechanic. I think it's going to be really cool and I can't wait to try it out. But I know that a lot of people, when they first heard this game, were not really into the idea, and they really wanted there to be a singles mode where you could just play normally, which there is. So thank goodness for that at least, but that's not the main marketing that's being done for this game. The marketing is being focused on the team mechanic, and it's even in the name of the game, Team Racing. By the way, I still don't understand why Crash Team Racing is named Crash Team Racing. Like, that name never made sense to me, but that's off topic and for another video. But anyway, that's why I ultimately think that Team Racing's marketing campaign has not really done a good job of making people excited for this game. It just doesn't seem like an exciting aspect, you know? You know what Sonic Force is? You know, they did a really good job marketing that game in my opinion. I mean, I don't know if for sure what they specifically did, but I did like how when we saw that very first trailer, it looked like this huge epic adventure that you just had to grab your hands on. And that's just not the case with Team Sonic Racing. Team Sonic Racing just kind of seems like a filler game for the most part, which it basically is. But you don't need to market it like that. You can market it to be more exciting than it really is. Marketing can have a really huge impact on how many people are interested in your game, and Team Sonic Racing just does not seem that exciting. And that's the main reason why I don't think Team Sonic Racing is exciting, but there's also a lot of other reasons that this marketing campaign has been very underwhelming. And unfortunately, I think one of those things is the delay. I think the delay might have hurt this game a little bit in terms of how many people are excited for it, because, you know, I think people would be a little bit more understanding and still be excited if it was like a mainline Sonic game, because they'd be like, okay, they're delaying this really big Sonic game that's gonna probably change the course of the franchise. I am glad that they delayed it so that it's going to be more exciting by the time it comes out. But Team Sonic Racing, there just wasn't as much hype behind it, and it's more of a spin-off title, so I think the delay might have hurt the game's hype per se. And that really sucks, because I really do support delays. I think delays are great, and if a team feels like they need more time to spruce up a game, I want them to take it. So that's just an unfortunate side effect of having delay. The game just loses excitement as the more time you wait. The more time you wait for something, the less exciting something seems, and that's just an unfortunate reality of basically anything in life. And so that's basically why I think Team Sonic Racing isn't exciting. I think in terms of its marketing campaign, I think they just should have made things seem more interesting. You know, they should have showed off more different features from the game. They should have added more than 15 characters. Like, that's a huge thing. Like, that's another thing. This game just seems like it doesn't have a lot of content behind it. Unlike Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled, which just announced that they're adding all 13 Nitro Kart tracks. And not only are they adding them, but they're changing them up pretty drastically to fit in with the gameplay of Crash Team Racing. They're basically 13 new tracks. So that's a huge amount of content, and that's a really huge leg that Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled has above Team Sonic Racing. Despite the fact that it's basically a remake of all old levels, they're changing them up so much, and there's so much content that just seems very much more exciting in comparison. So I don't know, Team Sonic Racing, I think it's just a combination of bad timing with Crash Team Racing coming out, and also the fact that they just chose the wrong thing to focus on with marketing the game. But that's just my overall opinion. I feel like a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, so if you disagree with me, then please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd be really interested in hearing your thoughts. If you agree with me, then let me know why as well in the comment section below. If you're really interested in hearing your thoughts, I think this is a really interesting discussion, and we definitely want to talk more about this as the game comes closer, and we'll just have to wait for the game to come out and see how it does. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, y'all, please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe to my channel if you like videos like these and want to see more in the future, follow me on Twitter, RidersDX, or join my Discord server, the Spongy Garden. And this is Riders, riding out.